coming up next.
It's election day and a controversial issue is on the ballot. BG24's Gemma Schultz tells us about fracking.
A duplex catches fire twice. We'll tell you how firefighters responded.
Plus, a colorful race took place over the weekend for a good cause. Find out what they were raising money for.
And the clouds were heavy today. We will have your full Black Swamp weather forecast. Welcome to your Campus and Community Connection.
Wood County's live local news starts right now. This is BG24 News, live at 5:30.
Hello everyone, I'm Jonathan Kyle-Holtz.
And I'm Dominique Hicks. Happy election night.
And speaking of election night, the polls are still open and the city of Bowling Green is voting on new city council members.
But the biggest item on the ballot involves a controversial amendment. Reporter Gemma Schultz explained how it could change the city law.
For years, fracking has been a hot topic across the country, but it hit close to home in September when Bowling Green residents presented an amendment to ban fracking. The amendment would alter the city's charter to include the new law. The mayor says this would be irrelevant because even if it was legal, it could never happen in Bowling Green.
Many other geologists have come in here and said this is the least likely place in Ohio for fracking to occur.
Fracking stands for hydraulic fracturing, which is the process of extracting natural gas from rock layers deep in the earth. But this would be impossible in Bowling Green due to the high water tables. After all, the city was built over a swamp. Mayor Edwards also says that even if fracking were legal, the city would not take part. That's because Bowling Green prides itself on its green image.
Bowling Green is among the leaders of using non-fossil fuels and promoting sustainability. We were one of the first places in the state to promote wind power. We've also among the very first to have electric stations, encourage electric car use. And we've taken a number of other steps too.
City Council banned fracking in Bowling Green just a few months ago in a unanimous vote. That's why the mayor urges citizens to vote against the amendment. For BG24 News, I'm Gemma Schultz.
Supporters of the amendment also say fracking can pollute the city's water supply, but opponents say fracking will allow the United States to sustain its own natural gas and oil reserves.
So how are Wood Countyans voting? Reporter Danielle Griffith is at a polling location to find out why people are voting. Danielle.
Thanks, Jonathan. Now, as you may know, today is election day all throughout the Buckeye State. But here in Bowling Green, there are a few issues and hot topics on the ballot. Now, the first issue is the hydraulic fracturing, which is commonly known as fracking. Now, we have Marnie here, and she's going to explain exactly why she voted the way she did on the fracking issue.
Well, I think that fracking is an issue that all communities should be really aware of. It's a scary thing, and it scares me that big oil companies and gas companies can come in and decide what kind of quality my water is. So I think that we have the right as citizens to limit who comes in and affects our communities. So.
Thank you, Marnie. And we also have Jessica here. She's an employee of Wood Lane, and they were also on the ballot, and she wanted to explain why she voted for that proposal as well.
Hi, I voted for Wood Lane. I've worked with them for going on 11 years now, and it is a wonderful agency. We have the Wood County Board, we have Wood Lane Residential as well, and it serves a large community area of individuals. Definitely, services cost quite a bit of money, so we're asking for more money to get more assistance and more help in that area. So vote yes.
Okay, and also why did you vote the way you did for city council as well, the city council candidates?
I voted I'm Democrat all the way across the board. So anybody that was Democrat on the ballot, that's who I voted for. So.
Okay, thank you, Jessica. Now we will keep you updated on everything Ohio Election Day 2013. You can also visit our website at BG24news.com and also our social media networks at Facebook.com and Twitter.com/BG24News. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Danielle. Yes, BG24news.org and Facebook and Twitter will have all those results. But until then, the polls are still open until 7:30 tonight.
Along with fracking, one high-profile race in the area is the face-off for Toledo Mayor. Mayor Mike Bell is facing a challenge for re-election against City Councilman D. Michael Collins. Both men are independent candidates. Still, Mayor Bell is supported by the Lucas County Republican Party, and Collins has the support of the Ohio Democratic Party.
And a duplex in Rossford was up in flames twice last night. Fire crews put out a small fire at the duplex late last night, but were called back early this morning to another fire at the same place. No injuries were reported, but the house is completely destroyed. Surrounding roads are still closed off, but are expected to reopen at 8 o'clock tonight.
Kidnapping survivor turned author Elizabeth Smart is on campus today. This is part of the University Library's Ordinary People, Extraordinary Stories series. She talked to nearly 600 students earlier this afternoon, and she's giving another speech tonight to people who paid for tickets. One student says the visit applies to what she studies.
She isn't really a victim. I think she's more of a survivor. I think coming from that and doing so well with her life is just really inspiring, and it just makes me feel more excited about my career.
Her major is Human Development and Family Services, All the money raised for the event goes to the University Library. BG24's Madeline Fanning is at the speech right now. She'll bring us full coverage on Thursday.
And the Color Blaze 5K took place in Bowling Green on Saturday. More than 200 people attended this colorful event. Participants ran the 5K while being splashed with color. People of all ages ran the 3.1 miles, and supporters were also there cheering on the runners.
I try to do anything that I can to help volunteer. Like with this, I'm passing out water, throwing colors at people. I think that's awesome.
And the Color Blaze raised money for Mercy Children's Hospital and Children's Miracle Network.
$19,000 of taxpayer money is funding holiday decorations in downtown Findlay. The money will turn about 30 older light poles into Christmas decorations. The cost includes lights, garland, and ribbons for the poles. Setup, takedown, and insurance are covered for 10 years. Mayor Lydia Mahalik says the lights will provide a needed sense of consistency between the downtown streets. She also says they will create a sense of warmth during the dismal winter months. Individually, each light pole costs $600 to decorate.
And Christmas, is right around the corner, and we're having some Christmas-like weather. Paul, what are we looking at for this week?
In addition to some wet weather as well. It is currently 56 degrees out. It's overcast with no sun in sight. It's going to stay cloudy tonight, but no chance of rain, and I'll have your full forecast in a bit.
No Christmas yet, though. All right, well, coming up next, Residence Life is looking for brand new resident advisors. Find out how you could sign up.
Plus, Vice President Joe Biden is coming to Wood County tomorrow. We'll tell you why. Stay with us.
In developing news, you'll only hear on BG24, 2 students were injured on campus last week. The accident happened in the Wolf Center Wednesday. Police say pieces of equipment fell from the ceiling, injuring 2. That report has not been approved yet and is still under investigation. But as we learn more, we will bring you those details on Facebook and Twitter.
In other campus news, the Tunnel of Oppression is back. Starting tomorrow, BGSU students will be able to participate in the event at the Student Union. This is the opportunity for students to discuss their opinions and experiences on many different diversity issues. The event will take place on Wednesday and Thursday starting at 10 a.m. This is the first time since the spring of 2011 that the Tunnel of Oppression has visited BG.
And in community news, the Sentinel Tribune hosted a home improvement show on Sunday. It happened at the Stroh Center over the weekend. It was the first annual event for the Sentinel, and it was called Outdoor Fun, Indoor Living. The Tribune offered local home improvement businesses a chance to market their products.
And back on campus, BGSU is beginning its search for resident advisors for next year. Hundreds of students are attending hour-long sessions about the job. Current resident advisors explaining the position to prospective RAs. One RA says someone who wants to make a difference should apply.
I think someone should be an RA if they really care about people on campus and they want to see them succeed. I think you can be like a big part of helping someone's life on campus be successful.
You can learn more online at Residence Life webpage and also on our Facebook page.
And BGSU is the first stop today for Cedar Point's talent auditions. The live entertainment department at Cedar Point is looking for entertainers and technicians to fill more than 130 jobs for 2014. Registration will be from 5 to 7:30 p.m. in the Wolf Center. Auditions will take place in the Wolf Center 203 from 5 to 8.
Coming up next, New Jersey shoppers had a big scare last night. We have the latest on a mall shooting.
Plus, how does the weather look for the rest of the week? Paul Mims will tell us just after the break. Stay with us.
Now, Wood County's live local forecast with BG24 Black Swamp weather.
Hello, I'm Paul Mims, and here's your Black Swamp weather forecast. Currently, we're looking at about 56 degrees outside with some overcast, no sun in sight. You know it's there, but you just can't see it. Winds coming at you at 8 miles per hour from the south-southwest. Tonight's forecast, we have a low of 48, cloudy once again. No rain for tonight, but you have winds coming at you at 10 to 15 miles per hour from the south. And tomorrow's forecast, we're going to have some early showers and steady rain for the rest of the day. 100% chance of that, with winds picking up at 15 to 25 miles per hour from the south-southwest. And tomorrow night we have a low of 37 with some more rain showers, 100% chance of that. And winds about the same at 10 to 20 miles per hour from the west. And as you can see, our regional temperatures, you can see we're at 56 at the Bowling Green and Perrysburg area. Over in Sandusky, we're at 55 and a little bit up at 58 down in Findlay. As you see, our regional radar shows that we are having a little bit of something coming from a system in the Midwest that you will be seeing tomorrow with some rain showers. And here's a bigger perspective with the national weather. You see it's a huge system over the Midwest. And it looks like it's going to be a very long, wet day that's coming for you tomorrow. And that brings us to our 5-day lookout at the rest of the week. As you can see, Wednesday we have rain showers all day at a high of 59, low of 37. Thursday, you have some sun again, thank goodness, with a high of 48, low of 31. Friday, mostly sunny skies with a high of 50, low of 35. And Saturday, we have partly cloudy skies with a high of 52, low of 36. And Sunday, we have partly cloudy skies, once again with a high of 46 and a low of 27.
All right, well, thank you so much, Paul. Well, that weather's going to be a little rainy then for Vice President Joe Biden, who will be in North Baltimore tomorrow afternoon. Biden will be visiting the Northwest Ohio Intermodal. Now, this is the primary source for the National Getaway Project. Biden will also be visiting Baltimore, Savannah, and Charleston. He will speak about improving America's competitiveness, strengthening the middle class, and growing the economy. The Secretary of Transportation will also be in attendance, and we will have more. Reporter Hannah Hilliard will be there tomorrow, and we'll have those details on Thursday.
Now in national news, a gunman who entered a New Jersey mall last night shot himself. Authorities say no one else was injured. Richard Shoup opened fire in Westfield Garden State Plaza Mall yesterday, just as the mall was about to close. Police say his shots were random. Shoup's body was found at 3:20 this morning in a remote room of the building. Authorities say he left a possible suicide note behind.
And Toronto Mayor Rob Ford has finally come forward about his drug use. He admitted to using crack cocaine after months of allegations. Ford told reporters earlier today that he did in fact use cocaine after previously denying those allegations. Last May, the Toronto Star published a story claiming to have a cell phone video of Ford using the drug. Police have confirmed those reports.
Yes, I have smoked crack cocaine. But no, do I? Am I an addict? No.
When have you
I tried it? Probably in one of my drunken stupors, probably approximately about a year ago.
Ford also tells reporters that he has no plan to resign as mayor. And BG24 Sports is up next.
Jackie, what do you have for us?
Well, guys, there was a lot of Falcon action to take in this weekend. The ice hockey team hosted a doubleheader. A BGSU athlete was named MAC Player of the Week, and there were 2 basketball exhibition games. I will have that all for you after the break.
It's un-Falcon believable coverage that you won't get anywhere else. This is BG24 Sports.
Welcome back to BG24 Sports. I'm Jackie Elliott. The Bowling Green State University ice hockey team competed in a doubleheader over the weekend. The Falcons hosted the University of Alaska Anchorage Seawolves. At Friday's game, sophomore goaltender Tommy Burke turned away 19 of 20 shots fired by the Seawolves, while the Falcons had 5 different players score goals. The Falcons went on to an impressive 6-1 victory. At Saturday's game, BGSU was looking to maintain their undefeated home record. Reporter Terry Lash has more on the game.
The Falcon hockey team took the stage Friday night in their first conference matchup of the season.
For the first time since 1988, BGSU battled against the University of Alaska Anchorage, marking the start of WCHA conference play. The game was a physical one as both teams racked up the penalties, giving the Falcons and Seawolves many chances on the power plays. BG utilized those chances, scoring half of their goals on the power play, while UAA was able to hit the net only once. The Falcons would end up scoring 6 goals that night, dominating offensively over Alaska Anchorage. BG had 5 different scorers in the game, including Bryce Williamson, who was first in the WCHA for scoring. The goal Friday also gave him his 5th consecutive score in a game. BG saw Andrew Wallace, Chad Sumption, and Ben Murphy also score, while Cam Atala made his scoring debut of the season with 2 goals. Defensively, goalie Tommy Burke was nearly perfect, stopping 19 of 20 shots, while the offense was able to take 31 shots at the opposite side. The win Friday carried the Falcons to a winning record and a good start in the WCHA.
Thanks, Katie, for that great coverage. The men's and women's basketball team took to the court this weekend for some exhibition play. The men played the Malone Pioneers, and the Falcons had 22 fast break points and a whopping 50 points in the paint. There were 5 players scoring in double figures as BGSU rolled to an 87-60 victory. Following the men's game, the women's team hosted the Tiffin Dragons at the Stroh. The Falcons dominated from the start with an early 18-2 lead. The Falcons took advantage of all their opportunities, scoring 27 points off turnovers and 30 fast break points. The Falcons easily won the game 91-48. Swimming headed south this past weekend to take on Miami and Xavier in the first back-to-back meet of the season. Friday night, the Falcons were up against MAC rival Miami University. The Redhawks beat the Falcons 179-111. However, Saturday was a different story as the Falcons flew over Xavier, defeating the Muskies 171-89. BGSU won 10 out of 14 events, and the Falcons got their first win of the season. They are now 1-2 overall and 0-2 in the MAC. Freshman swimmer Victoria Griffin remained undefeated in the 100-meter freestyle. The victory earned her the Pizza Hut Athlete of the Week honor and MAC Swimmer of the Week. She has a combined 5-0 record for the 100 and 200-meter freestyle for the year. Griffin and BGSU are back in the pool Friday against Oakland University. The Falcon football team had a Saturday off after losing the rivalry game to Toledo 2 weeks ago. But tonight, BG travels to Oxford to take on the Miami University Redhawks. Miami is currently 0-8 on the season, and if the Falcons win this game, they will be 3 games away from the MAC championships. The game starts tonight at 8 p.m. on ESPNU. Moving on to some professional sports, in the NFL, Miami Dolphins guard Richie Incognito has been suspended indefinitely. As the story unfolds, the public has learned that Incognito left threatening voicemails for former teammate Jonathan Martin. The voicemails contain racial slurs. The NFL has sent Senior Vice President of Labor Relations to investigate. Players, coaches, and trainers will be questioned during the investigation. Martin has left the team last week due to emotional issues. It's unclear if the coaching staff and management knew about the harassment, but the Dolphins organization is welcoming Martin back if he chooses to come. That's all for BG24 Sports. I'm Jackie Elliott, and we'll be right back.
You know, it's normal to see people running through an airport, right?
But what about a reptile? Now, a small alligator was discovered in Chicago's O'Hare Airport last week. Passengers told airport security about the alligator. A group of aviation workers used a broom and a dustpan to capture that alligator, and they waited for police and animal control to arrive. How the alligator got into the airport is still unclear. However, it is believed to have been brought in and left by its owner. The alligator will be treated and then sent to a reptile park. That's kind of a scary thing to happen. All of a sudden you're in that airport and you see an alligator. Well, let's go over to Paul Mims for a last look at weather. Paul?
Well, other than tomorrow with a lot of nonstop rain, Thursday we're going to see some sun approaching us, and for the rest of the week it's sun and a few clouds for Saturday and Sunday, but it's pretty fair weather, so it's pretty good for the weekend.
Excellent. All right, thank you so much, Paul. Well, that's BG24 News tonight.
Check out these stories and more online at bg24news.org.
And on social media at facebook.com/BG24News and twitter.com/BG24News.
Have a great night, everyone.